Hello comrades, this is Comrade Entertainment, and today we're watching a bit of George Orwell's story of Animal Farm. This is the 1954 animated film by Halas and Batchelor. So, as our first film review, I thought what would be better than Animal Farm, and to see our fellow comrades, even if they are on four legs. So today, as I said before, watching the 1954 animated version, as you can see in the second one. But originally it was written in 1945 as a book by, of course, George Orwell. It also has a second film in 1999 and even a game during COVID during 2020. And you can actually see the game on Steam here, and it's currently £7.99. But for today, let's start the animated film. And we start with Farmer Jones. He's quite abusive with his animals. Now, originally, the book and the 1999 film has him as married and has him got staff on his farm. But the version we're watching today, it's just him. So I will be occasionally scrolling down so we can get our timestamps. I can show you some of the best bits. So that was Old Major, who was originally called Willington Beauty, as he's known in the book. But for this version, we'll just call him Old Major. And as it says, eventually the animals call for a meeting so they can discuss their cruel owner.
I have lived a long life. I have never shared the thought that I grow in my soul. I want to be with you, my soul, and before I die, there is something I want to do. You must learn all the things of so old age.
So as you can see there, he starts showing the animals their dark, grim future and starts doing the speech to get the fire in their stomachs and begin the revolt. And
When you have got Jones, don't adopt his vices. We are all child brothers. Love your soul.
very inspiring. In that moment, Old Major dies, just at the best bit of the song, And as you can see there, the cat doesn't even care, hasn't even woken up. But yeah, the animals sing during that little moment there, if you can call that singing. Whereas more like when I'm trying to sing, but hey, where it basically shows how all the animals agree and are ready to revolt against the tyrant farmer owner. So the next day, after they grieve his death, they start the revolt, and they find that the farmer hasn't given them or left any food for them, so they've decided to take it for themselves. And this is where the farmer returns once he hears the commotion, whip in hand. But suddenly, the animals give the rage killer eyes as if they suddenly had rabies, or as if I took the last sweet from the family bowl. So, with the farmer Jones running away, he returns with his mob, with his farmer homies, and they start fighting the animals. So as you see, the animals eventually won, but sadly some animals did pass away, and the pups here have no parents to look after them anymore. So as the animals mourn their loss, Napoleon leads the group to explore the house and find the pups, who he generously, of course, adopts. Now in the book, he steals them from the dog's mother, but in this version, the dog sadly dies, so he adopts them rather than steals them. So the animals agree to lock up the house, and let's see how long that lasts. Now, in some versions, the book may say they turned it into a museum or something along that line, but most versions say they locked the house up.
Rebels organizing a new society, which they are naming Animal Farm.
So here they rename the manor farm to Animal Farm, and the animals are finally free from the humans. And they do the 7 commandments, which you see here.
First, to be remembered and obeyed forever.
So after some time, the animals start working together to care for the farm and regrow the crops. Snowball teaches the animals things like maths and English whilst this is happening, and Napoleon starts training the dogs he so carefully adopted. So in this scene, Snowball and Napoleon has an argument with each other during their weekly meeting, and Napoleon releases a secret weapon and sends the dogs after him. So here the film implies that he dies, but in the book version, apparently he's only banished. And with Snowball gone, Napoleon takes over and steals Snowball's plan. So with Napoleon now in charge, the windmill was started to be built, promising power for all, even with the long working hours and low food rations, despite the pigs being fine. The pigs were so fine, in fact, that they decided to live in the house. The animals thought that this was allowed, or wasn't allowed, as he said, but the raw wall says otherwise. Just ignore the drop in paint there. So the pigs now decide, after eating all the food in the house, that they will start trading with the outside world. And with the new trade deals, the chickens proudly donate their eggs for trade. Well, not quite. They try to revolt from the pigs, taking their eggs, but eventually are caught. Even the cat is caught in the crossfire, and is as flat as my cat when she steals my seat as I sit down. So, the chicken traitors, or the KFC's new meal, Traitors Chickens, are executed with anyone else who is stupid enough to volunteer. We also see the crow, which could be a reference to Moses from the book. And of course, as you can see here, we also have the rule wall, changed once again, but this time with blood. So here we have the second battle. After the farmers getting sick and tired of an ambitious man trading with the animals and gaining a lot of money from it. So the farmers had enough and decide to fight back. Now, depending on what version, some reviews and the book story may say that is trade with multiple farmers and they eventually betray them by giving them fake money to the animals. But as this version is just the trader or the lawyer. As you can start seeing, the old Farmer Jones also walks up to the windmill and starts planting dynamite in the windmill. As this version is Farmer Jones, but in the book and other reviews it may be a different farmer. But nevertheless, the poor windmill is eventually destroyed. So as you see here, despite the victory of the animals, they are shocked to see that the windmill is destroyed with this massive explosion by the still resentful ex-Farmer Jones. So as they rebuild the windmill, Boxer, the mighty working horse, gets in an accident and is gravely ill, almost dying.
The other animals finally recognize it anyway.
So this is the scene where the horse is taken away by Mr. Wimper's van, and depending on what version you see, it could be Alfred Simmons' glue factory van, but for the animated version we'll stick to Mr. Wimper's glue factory van. And as you can see there, the pigs don't even care. And here the animals are mourning, and probably the best meme-worthy point of the film, where the pig here is doing the guilty check, just to make sure people will believe in him. And it's one of the best looks many people have said in the film. And of course, Squeaker here says the pigs had nothing to do with it, but we all know the truth. And after some more time, and after time grieving poor Boxer, Animal Farms starts growing and prospers, even if only the pigs get to enjoy it. So as the pigs start meeting up, Benjamin goes in to explore. The pigs celebrate their success, and Benjamin starts to see all the pigs breaking the rules, the original rules. And actually, in fact, they changed them until it says only one rule. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. So the pigs start to look like how they act, horrible humans. And this starts a fire in the animal comrades once again to fight their new tyrants. With the invading army, Napoleon shouts to his dogs, but they're all drunk, so no one can save them now. And so, that's how the film ends. Now in the book, sadly this is not how it ended, but I think we all prefer this ending. And with that, the film is over. As you may have seen, depending on which book, film or review you look at, some things are different. So as I said before, it could be Whymper's van or Alfred's van. We also got some other interesting views from other people that reviewed it. So, whilst I was doing my research, I also found these other interesting points to look into. So originally the book was actually called A Fairy Story in the summer of 1944, but it was rejected by publishers, and eventually became the well-known Animal Farm that it's known to as today. I also found this interesting timeline made by kathylocx, and it'll date all the different major events during the film. Right. I'll put the links to all the other reviews and this timeline in the description. I enjoyed making this video and researching Animal Farm. I would recommend looking at these other links and watching these other reviews. But for now, that's everything. So I hope you enjoyed, and you can watch it for free on YouTube. Just type in Animal Farm in the search bar and click on the first video, and you can watch the film for yourselves. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now, comrades.